Hello, hello, everyone. We're here.
Hey.
We made it. Zoe's here. We've got Zoe, so it's a great day already. And we have all of you. How's everyone doing? Welcome, welcome. We are having fun today. We're going to be diving into the prop hunt template with a wonderful team behind building that here at Epic. They're super excited to talk all about it and to show you how it was made and how it works and take your questions. So get ready for that. Outside of that, Zoe, we've got a lot of news, don't we? A ton to go through today.
Plenty to go through today. Y'all know I'm always happy to be here with you, and I have plenty to talk to you about today. It's been a busy month, as you all know. It's been busy for y'all just like it has for us, so I'm sure a lot of this is not going to be news to you, but stuff we still want to share and make sure everybody's aware of. But great to see everybody. I see some people in chat already who I was fortunate enough to spend some time with at Unreal Fest last month. That was this month, the last couple of weeks. But good to see y'all in chat, good to see y'all on the stream, and looking forward to sharing all the good stuff we've got for you today.
Heck yeah. We're gonna have a great time. I feel so blessed to have Zoe here because we do have so much to go through. But before we dive into that, we have some cool stuff we want to talk about. We've got some epics picks that have yet to be announced for next week that we would love to show off and talk about and announce for the awesome people that have been chosen. And we're gonna do the ones just for next week just because we've got such a jam-packed show. So for all of you who are featured this week, congratulations. Excited to check those out this weekend. I am so behind on playing in Fortnite Creative and UFN as of late just because of Unreal Fest and, of course, all the things you're about to hear about. But with all of that said, we're going to dive into a really cool thing. I'll let you talk about it, Zoe, because I know you're more in that world than me. But the cool Alan Wake collaboration and video that we did, kick it off for us.
Yes, absolutely. So for anybody who might not have enjoyed Alan Wake originally, there's an opportunity for you to go learn a little bit more about it and enjoy a revamped version of it right in Fortnite called Alan Wake Flashback. I will say it is spooky season. Fortnite immerse is already going on. Y'all already know what it is. I think I've said this before on stream. I am shockingly soft and easy to scare, and so I definitely popped in and played around a little bit, and it is spooky, it is eerie, it is literally the perfect October festivity to just go in and play around with it, and it's available right now in Discover. You can go ahead and play around. Really cool. The team that worked on it did an awesome job, and it's a great way to get more familiar with Alan Wake, the character himself if you're not already familiar, and the general environment as some other other Alan Wake content comes out this year. So it's definitely worth checking out. The flashback is amazing, built in UEFN, and really is an innovative way of using the tools within UEFN. I've seen some people out in the community doing similar things, and I think that this puts it into one experience that's just really enjoyable to play. It's definitely a little scared, but I'm scared at most things. If I'm sitting in silence next to somebody for too long and they speak, I jump. So don't let me be the barometer for how scary anything is. But let's go ahead and take a look at the trailer for the flashback experience, because it is just so cool and so beautiful and an awesome opportunity to explore the town and like I said, the universe in Alan Wake. So let's go ahead and take a look.
The dark presence is out there. It's hunting me.
I need to write something different. Something new, but nothing works. I can't take it.
I heard about this peaceful little town. It'll be the perfect place to clear your head.
Alice?
Yeah, incredible. I'm so excited to finally see that live in the ecosystem. Like I said, you can go in right now, check it out. We have the island code that I can drop for y'all in chat real quick. But if you have yet to do it, please go forth and check it out, because it is just such a cool experience. And like I said, a really awesome way. If you're not super familiar with Alan Wake and the content that exists there, it's a really good chance for you to get familiar, meet some of the characters, get exposed to some of the plays there. And cool. So if you haven't yet gone there, get in there and check it out live right now.
What a phenomenal trailer too. Can we talk about it? It has me pumped. An excellent job by whoever made that. Who's probably not watching, but I gotta throw it out there. You never know. And with that, Yeah, let's dive into our Epics Picks announcements for next week. Excited to dive into those. Dan the Van Man, if you could throw it to my screen, I will kick it off. Hello, everyone. So, for this next coming week, and that's next Wednesday, we're gonna have Crazy Cabby by Bonnie Kiwi off for display. So I actually have played this one even before. I didn't play test or anything. I just saw it and checked it out. Saw Bonnie Kiwi talking about it, and actually it was so much fun. It was a very unique experience that I hadn't had in Fortnite yet. So definitely check this one out if you're looking for like, oh, maybe there's more inspiration to come from something like this and different fun things you could do as an element of kind of the what is it? I forget the phrase for it, where you got to get someone from point A to point B, but definitely throw back to all those, which was super fun. And we've got Become an Astro Ace by I don't want to ruin the name. Alchi Alki. Phenomenal thumbnail for one. I want to call out how beautiful this thumbnail is, how well done, and it just looks so cozy and cute. I haven't gotten to check this one out yet, or a lot of these because I've been so behind, but definitely gonna check this one out and all the others. I'm really excited though because I like extra cute stuff. And what do you think, Zoe? How does this? I know you're a thumbnail expert. How does this one make you feel?
I mean, love the organization, love the colors of it. I mean, as y'all know, I think anything that has some like creative original properties to it is something that always excites us. Like, it makes you want to jump in, it's probably accomplishing the goal, and that's exactly what it makes me want to do. So as a marketer, as your resident marketer on the stream, beautiful,
Right.
excellent work. More of this. I love to see it.
Thank you. I'm glad we have your insights. Then we've got Farm Simulator by PBN.
Oh,
I believe I have played this one with the team. Oh, Zoe's like, simulators? I'm in.
you know that's my jam, Shane. You know I do not mess around when it comes to a sim. So like I am all in for this type of content. I want to do this like this. If this was my full-time job just playing this, I would be the happiest person in the world. Like this is exactly right up my alley.
Oh, yeah, no, simulators are one of my favorite things as well. So I'm excited to check this one out. I'm also really enjoying the tycoons that are going off. They feel very
Yeah.
simulator to me too. So props to all of y'all who are jumping on that and pulling something new, creating something, especially with original IPs like you were talking about, Zoe. That kind of stuff I'm really excited to see more of. I know it's a lot harder, and it puts a lot more time into it, but it is very well appreciated by us over here for sure.
No,
And then
it
we've
is. And I
got
think sorry, Shane, go for it.
oh no, you're good, you go ahead. We have this weird delay, so if we ever have moments like that, apologies.
No, I was just gonna say, like, it's always so rewarding to see people getting really innovative with the tools that are coming into the ecosystem. And so when we drop something new and seeing people immediately turn around and be able to make something, like you said, that's original, that feels innovative and exciting, which of course we see a lot of content that represents that up in Epic's Picks. It's always just really thrilling to sort of see that in action. And like, it's just a very rewarding thing to take tools and devices and prefabs and then see how y'all get even more creative than we originally anticipated with. So love seeing that type of content becoming more and more popular and more discoverable in the ecosystem.
Heck yes. And now we also have Indominus, created by Fallen Champ. This one is a fast-paced indoor shooter with grind rails, as we can see. Looks super cool. Loving the shade effect we have going on there. It looks awesome. I'm a huge sucker for those. I know when UEFN first launched, a lot of people started dabbling with it, the cell shading, and I've been on board ever since. I think it just adds a little extra vibe to it, which is very cool. And let's see, we've got Explosive Death Run by Fode. So I haven't checked this one out yet, but it's been on my list forever. This is a great example of Future Trash, aka Fode. I've met them when I went to Unreal Fest. They are really passionate about their IP, about their the branding that they've created. They're actually a team of AAA developers who've been in the industry for many years. So when you do check out their content, definitely take note of like, oh man, like they've seen a lot, they've been a lot in a lot of places in the industry, and this is what they're building, this kind of stuff that's like driving them and exciting them. And I think that's a really cool thing to see, and makes it super unique. So we appreciate Fode. Have you checked out Fode stuff yet, Zoe?
I haven't actually, but it sounds like something I'll be real bad at, but will enjoy doing anyway.
Yes, well, you should. I am also very bad at death runs, but they also put out a new island. I think last week, the what was it, the Tycoon game, the Boom Tycoon. I think you would love that actually because it's right up your
Yes,
alley.
a lot
And then
about
we've
that.
got yes, yeah, no, it's again their same IP, so very cool. And we've got Just Together by Jekyll and Hyde. I'm really, really excited to play this with my partner because it's one of those where you have to work together to get it done. And I don't know if I've seen one like that in our neck of the woods. I'm sure they have existed, but I haven't seen one. So congrats to you, Jekyll Hyde, for creating one of those like working together games. I really can't wait to check it out. It looks awesome. And then we've got Sky Blast, High Explosive Gun Game. Great thumbnail. Loving it. By Callie Bell. Shout out to Callie Bell. Want to give some love to Callie Bell. When I first started playing a lot of your islands and creations from all of you in this space, quite a few of Callie Bell's I stumbled upon. And so I've reached out to her directly to tell her, like, I really love your stuff. As probably several of you here today, but I remember her name a lot from when I first got here. So thank you, Callie, and congrats. And then we've got Pro Snowboarding Summit Thrill Seekers. I'm hoping this pulls me back to the OG, the like nostalgia of snowboarding games from like PlayStation era. And you know what I'm talking about, Zoe? With the
I know
the sick
exactly what you're
beats.
talking. No, not PlayStation. I want an arcade. I want a board to be on. Like that was my jam.
I love that. Yeah, no, I'm super excited. I'm really curious to see what the landscape looks on this and stuff and check it out. So congrats to Crisp for creating Pro Snowboarding. Very cool. All right, and then I believe this might be the final one. We've got Hash 1v1 Bridging Dimensions. Can already tell they worked really hard on the space and the universe in this. This is by Tataki. It's a new map set in space. Well, you have the opportunity to enhance your aiming skills by exploring space in an environment full of beauty. Yes, yes. We really appreciate those of you out here, expanding upon what people see as possible in the aesthetic department of these creations. So congrats to Taki. I hope this does really well. I love a good, beautiful map, and I'll definitely be checking this out as well. Yeah, and to all of you out there who are really passionate about creating a beautiful world and a beautiful space, we really do appreciate that. Please keep sharing your creations, even if it's just spots on the map. I know, Zoe, we've talked about this, like areas of the map that are just, there's a lot of love put into it. I know there's actually a phrase for it in game dev that is escaping me right now. But there is literally a phrase for like the beautiful area in a map that they worked really hard on, that you go and kind of like point of interest almost, just to appreciate like, all the love went into this. So that I really want to shout out to those that put all their time and love into that.
Yeah, I mean, an environment makes such a world of difference, right? I mean, as we're talking about some of these different experiences, it's like the gameplay just as much as it is your environment and the sound. And like, I mean, I'm preaching to the choir here. Y'all are creators, you know exactly how important all of these different things are. But like, for somebody like me, as a player who like, I'm a curious player, I'm an explorer, I'm going to go in and like, if it looks like there's a secret room, I'm going to go into it. I'm going to go find it. And I think that it's really exciting seeing people take on the full tool set that is UEFN and trying to find ways to maximize what you can do visually in that space. And I think we'll see more and more things coming, and you know, some of them we'll talk about on stream over the next few months that will help you do that even further with different sound opportunities and whatever. But like that environmental, making a beautiful place that people just want to congregate in and hang out and spend time and maybe take some photos and post those, like that can be such a helpful tool for getting people aware of your map and excited about it. Is like those inactive spaces, we typically end up being some of my favorite spaces. So you're right, Shane. I love seeing more and more of that start to, people have already been doing it really well, but expanding even further into that with UEFN is a really exciting prospect.
Oh, and thank you so much, Bradley, who's going to be on later in our stream, shouted out to me exactly what it is. It's called The Beautiful Corner. Oh, I love a good beautiful corner. Thanks, Bradley. And yes, thank you. And thank you, Zoe, for, yeah, absolutely. Please, we encourage it. It's phenomenal. All right. Well, with that, let me just double check. Just take a peek. No, that's it. All right. So I'm just going. I'm going by the tabs, y'all. I'm going by the tabs. We're we're a very spunky crew here with only the two of us and Dan the van man. So we gotta. With that, we have a lot of news to go through,
Ooh.
and we're gonna be chill about it. I also want to take a moment to point out that. Flack is doing an amazing job. Thank you so much, Flack, for all your help in chat. I know some of these texts are very big, but it's just because we wanted to make sure and put the descriptions and the titles and, of course, the codes there for all the cool maps that are going to be in Epic's Picks next week. So, again, congratulations to all of you who are featured there. Spread the love, and yeah. And then that reminds me that I gotta start handing out those featured creator things in Discord because it's been a little bit. I'm sorry if I'm behind for any of you. But all of that aside, let's see. I want to take a look at chat real quick before we dive into news and see if anyone's anything. Hi everyone. Yes, welcome. Adding to the playlist. Heck yes, let's do that. Tab Menace. Yeah, right, Logan. Why did Zoo taking fail? Oh. What? I don't know what that. Anyway, welcome everyone. Tip on how to get more players in your game. We'll be actually taking. Feel free to ask the chat questions, of course, but we will be taking questions about the topics that we'll be covering as we go forward. So definitely keep that in mind. But yeah, cool. All right. Well, with that, Zoe, I will gladly share the screen while you present to us the awesome updates the team has tackled in the past month, which we had a lot. This is the first time, I guess, because last time we had few because a lot got pushed. We now have all of it, so that's what happened there.
Yeah. Been a busy couple of months, as I'm sure y'all know. I mean, it's never really not busy. So I'm sure that we typically have quite a few updates, but this one we've got even more. The first thing actually I want to address, but Shane, forgive me, I don't think I got you a link for this one, but I'm sure you have something close and people might have already seen it. But just to, who was it asking? I can't recall, but somebody was saying, oh, Gamer Yannick, do you happen to have a tip on how to get more players into your game? I'm not going to give any tips about that right now. Like Shane said, I think your community is probably your best resource and like wanting to be in touch with them. But there is a fireside chat coming up with Mustard Plays that I think is totally worth mentioning, especially as it relates to that question. Shane, I don't know if you want to say a little bit more about that, but I think we should bring that up so folks know that's available to them as well.
That's a great call out. Yeah. The only I was gonna share on Twitter, but the only problem we have when we share Twitter screens is we might share people on accident on the stream. So yes, I will verbally call that out as well as our first news update. But yes, so for next week, about 6 days from now on Halloween, I'm going to be joined by the wonderful Mustard Plays on the creator Discord, YouTube, and Twitch. So you can come right back here, check it out. It should be scheduled on both Twitch and YouTube. So if you want to join, make sure to mark to be notified when the event starts. But it's going to be at the typical 3 p.m. EST, 12 p.m. PT time. And we're going to be taking all the questions from the audience. So make sure if you have questions ahead of time, please send them to us because they'll be prioritized. You can do that within the Discord. There is instructions and announcements, so definitely check that out. We'll be trying to tackle as many questions as we can. A lot about what Mustard likes to talk about is pretty much everything having to do with Fortnite creative, UFN, and community. So it's pretty wide variety of things he wants to talk about. So so feel free and drop any questions you have in there for us, and we will get to them if we can. We already have a decent amount, but I also like to pick from the ones that are really, really valuable, and I think are going to pull a lot of really cool insight from our guest. So don't think that if you submit it later that it might not get chosen, because we do like to pick the really cool, meaty ones too. So yeah, check us out. That's next Tuesday, again, Halloween, at 12 p.m. PT, 3 p.m. ET, and we're excited to have you there.
Yeah,
Thanks,
that's going to be great. And I see a few people in the chat talking about different tips and tricks they're looking for, and Mustard Plays is like a wealth of information, so I cannot recommend that enough. Make sure you pop by. Shane is an awesome person to sort of see interact with the creator community, and so I'm really excited to sort of see what comes out of that. But now into the slew of news. I missed y'all last month. I unfortunately wasn't able to make it to the stream, but I heard it went great. However, I, of course, like Shane said, have a ton of updates for you now. this month, so let's get right into it. So the first thing I want to mention is actually a pretty quick overview. I mean, we had so many updates come with 2630, but one of them that I do want to speak to is playtesters for your islands. So as many of you may now know, and maybe you don't, but you can add playtesters to your island projects. Playtesting is a massively important part of game development because it's your first defense pretty much against like how the general public's going to interact with your creations. So now you're able to add playtesters in the creator portal. And I would highly recommend, I believe we have a link that we can drop in chat so that y'all can learn more about it. That is really exciting. That's a really massive benefit for creators and being able to just sort of temperature check their community and also just like quality control for their game and understanding like how are things working, how are things not working, what bugs might need to be addressed, what issues do we run into when we have X amount of folks on the island. So don't miss out on using that as a resource to improve your maps. And like, perfect. Again, shout out to Flack, who is just killing it and always holding it down for us in the chat. But it is, please. Yeah, somebody said it great. Playtest, number one rule. So important and so helpful for bringing your creations to life. So don't sleep on that. And thank you so much, Flack, for holding things down in the chat and getting these links out to people. But that's one of the first things that's new. I'm really excited that we're finally able to offer you that. Another couple of other things I want to talk about. One, I'll stay in order here. I opened my links in the wrong order, so I'm just I have them all right to keep it easy for Flack. But
don't worry, I got you.
So excited for the Came to Life. This actually came out like just after the last live stream we did, if I'm not mistaken, like a week after. But creator pages are now available on Fortnite.com. This gives you an opportunity to customize the webpage that you actually see on Fortnite.com so that it not only features your creator name, but you can link directly to your bio. You can have custom social, headers and images. You can add your social media profiles. You can also order the display that you would prefer of your islands, which I think is really important. We see so many creators, not only the ones on the stream and in chat with us today, but like across the board. Y'all are working hard on multiple things so often. It's really nice for you to be able to actually determine the order of things, how you want to incentivize people to engage with them. So you can actually determine the order that your islands appear. So maybe your newest and latest, greatest creation is what you want up front, and something that maybe you worked on a couple years ago that you're not as focused on right now is lower in the ring. But all this to be said, if you've not updated your profile, make sure that you have the social handles that you want. Make sure that you're linking all of the various ones that you want available to you. Have a concise and descriptive bio that can really give a feel for who you are as a creator and what games are being made available to your players. And then, of course, the order that you want. Now, something also really important, we know a lot of y'all work with people either in partnerships or externally, or maybe you're working on a creation that's up and coming that you don't want to share with the world quite yet. Please make sure any islands you don't want included on your creator page, make sure that those are marked as unlisted. Otherwise, you might be able to see it from that. All of this information that I just shared, which I know is a lot, again, our amazing community managers, both Shane and Stacy, holding it down. Flack just dropped it into the chat as well. So for more info on creator pages, this is what Shane's showing you right up in front here with, fish stick right here is our example, which I love. Make sure you check that out. If you haven't updated your information yet and have your creator page, please make sure to go do so. It's an awesome way as a landing page for people who are interested in your creations to get more information both about you, your other games, and sort of what they might be interested in playing. So super exciting. We've been holding on to that one, and I'm so happy that it's finally out the door so that y'all can actually engage with it. And to that point, I'm trying to remember dates. This actually came out earlier, but I think it's worth mentioning in tandem with creator pages, is that you have custom lobby background image upload available, so that you can actually determine exactly what you want on your lobby before people enter your game. So it's not just the default Battle Royale image anymore. You can actually upload custom images. All of that happens directly through Creator Portal, but that's another one that I was just so excited to get delivered to the community because it really does give you, boom, perfect, Shane, thank you, right there. It really gives you a level of autonomy and customization that is very new and exciting to see within UBFN and the creative toolset. And the other thing is for folks that maybe don't have the time, bandwidth, or interest in making their own images, there's actually about like 28 or 30 custom background images that you can grab from a public Dropbox link. In the article that Shane's sharing on screen right now, it's actually linked directly there. So we have some epic made backgrounds, the last hyperlink right there, to start you off if you don't have your own image yet. So those are broken apart by the most popular genres and thematics that you might see. So if you don't have an image yet, if you're working on making one, make sure to pop into that folder, grab something for the time being as a placeholder until you do create your own. But those are some beautiful images created by folks. So they're also a great replacement if you need some time to actually make what you're interested in. Also, sorry, I'm just trying to make sure that there's not questions in chat related to some of this that I'm not like totally ignoring. But again, you know how it is, Shane. So many tabs open that I really want to make sure it's, all those different things.
We've got some good feedback on creator pages and lobbies and things. And Stacy Flack, if you could grab some of those, that'd be amazing, because there's some really great points that I think we definitely should take in, and we're not used to getting so much good feedback on stream. So thank you for that. Looks like we got different file increase and maybe like adding Twitch social to creator pages. Cool. Yep. Sweet. Well, thank you so much. Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks, community.
Responding and it's been really cool to see these things come together already in this short time, so we will definitely keep this in consideration. But to that point, I do just want to talk kind of generally about some 2630 updates. So as you all know, we dropped the patch notes with sort of the latest and greatest of things that are going on. This one in 2630 was pretty robust. I guess I'll just go through this because some of these overlap. I'll wait and save this one because that's really exciting. But we do have upgraded devices. So all islands made in Fortnite Creative will had their devices upgraded automatically. We knew that this was coming. I think most y'all already were on top of this, but that has officially taken place now in 2630. We, of course, had some memory changes that y'all are aware of, but the biggest update that I know has been a top of mind for a lot of people, outside, of course, of the prop hunt that we're going to dive into in just a little bit here, is the IARC ratings that have been made available in Fortnite. So now creators are expected to, and have to, by November 14th, rate their own islands. There's an IARC questionnaire that's available in the creator portal that's available now. Starting October 16th, it was available. So please pop in there. If you have yet to fill it out, go forth and do so for all of your different islands so they can get rated appropriately. As you know, this is, we're evolving. There's a lot more different game types. There's a lot more different content in the ecosystem now. And we want to make sure that all that content is going to the appropriate audience. So if you have yet to do so, please make sure you do this before November 14th. Otherwise, you won't see your experiences available in Discover. So it's super important that you take care of this before that date. If you know of any creators, if your friends are in there yet and they haven't done it, tell them to make sure to go do this. We don't want to see people unfortunately falling out of Discover after November 14th for something as simple as not having gone through this questionnaire. It is a questionnaire. You just fill it out honestly to the best of your ability. You'll get a rating, and then that will determine what players are actually being serviced your content to make sure that it's appropriate for all audiences, and the audiences are seeing the type of things that they're interested in. So if you haven't heard about this, check out the article that Shane has linked, or excuse me, Shane's showing right up on the screen right now. That'll give you all the latest and greatest, and there's a lot more information that's available on our socials. For example, one thing, and again, sorry, I don't have a thread, or excuse me, a link that I shared for this one, but there was an Ask Epic Anything as it relates to Creator Portal and IARC on the 19th. And so if there's any questions that maybe you don't see answered in the articles, go ahead and check out that post on EDC. We had some great folks from our internal team asking questions, or excuse me, answering questions from the community about both Creator Portal and IARC. So if you don't have all the information you need from this article, go ahead and check out that forum post, because that's another great spot to sort of get information that we know is top of mind for the community. So if you haven't seen that, go ahead, pop in some great content there from the team who actually works on it. So really helpful information there as well. And then, let's see, I feel like I'm going through this really fast.
I tried. All right.
I appreciate you. A couple of other things that I just want to mention briefly from 2630, though. We, of course, have some awesome devices and galleries, or excuse me, prefabs and galleries coming in. So if you missed it, the Eclipse Estate prefabs and galleries are now available in game. I think these look absolutely beautiful. I'm obsessed every time I open up this new season, seeing the different assets associated with it. They're all available to you right now, so go ahead and check out some new prefabs and galleries related to the theme of this current season. And then, of course, some other, I briefly mentioned that the backgrounds are now live. Of course, we've got the new Prop Hunt project template for UEFN that we're going to dig into in depth in just a few moments here, but a really robust update. So if you haven't checked out everything that's made available to you, go ahead, check out the 2630 updates and patch notes, see what's going on there. And then a couple of other things before we actually get into the fun part of this. We're going to play a bit together and do a deep dive into the prop hunt. I do just want to mention that the save point device is also now available in UEF, and I was trying to save this one for the end because it's so exciting, and I know that people have been craving it and wanting it so bad. But we now have a save point device available for Unreal Editor for Fortnite. This has been truly one of our biggest requests since the drop of UEFN. So really, really excited to see this actually come and have parity with FNC, right? Or excuse me, the Fortnite Creative Toolset. It is available. This is hot off the presses from October 18th. So again, if you haven't seen about this already, please go ahead, check out this article that Shane's sharing here. Of course, there's some documentation on persistence devices, how to make this work between maybe islands that are imported from Creative and to UFN, etc. But this is massive, super important. Y'all been asking for this for a minute and for a good reason. So just thrilled that we can finally get this into your hands and deliver this. So yes, save point, save to the end. Logan, I like you. I like that. Yes, exactly that. But save point device now available. Finally, so happy that we can put that in. Oh, I just hit the heck out of my mic. So happy we can put that in your hands, and hopefully it works out well for y'all in enhancing your creations even further. And then the last thing that I'm going to say, which maybe is not the last, but one of the last things that I'm going to say is, as always, just please be sure that you're checking in on the Fortnite Island creator rules, as we've talked about. I mean, this is just the past 4 weeks of updates. Like, these are really, really, really sort of robust updates that we're providing to y'all, where a lot of things are changing. So just make sure you're staying up to date with the newest guidelines and rules to make sure you're abiding by them so that your creations stay discovered. There's no things going on. You can actually see right here some of the updated policy changes from recently, both from earlier this month and then just last week on the 16th. So please take the time, go through, familiarize yourself with these, and make sure that the things you are creating abide by these rules so that you don't run into any unexpected issues, that you maybe didn't see coming. So I think that is all my current marketing updates. Like I said, the last thing that I just want to, make sure y'all know, the fireside chat happening with Mustard Plays on Halloween at 3 p.m. Eastern time. That's going to be awesome. If you have specific questions, go ahead, drop them in advance so you can get your questions hopefully answered. And it's just going to be a really, really great opportunity for y'all to learn information from somebody who is really well respected and doing really awesome things within the creator space in Fortnite. So that is all the updates for me. I mean, I said that's all. That was like 25. But, we've got some more exciting stuff this month that I'm like equally, if not more, excited about. So that's all for now, but you can trust I'll be back with even more great information for y'all about what's going on in UEFN and Fortnite Creative.
You can trust. Hell yeah. Thank you so much for the shout out to Zoe. I just keep looking over and seeing Stacy working real hard, so my brain is in Stacy land. So thank you for that. Yep, you can check it all out. There are forum posts on Reddit, it's everywhere for the event, so definitely check that out. And then one other thing I wanted to touch on was the new bug flow system. I know there's been a lot of changes in the past year when it comes to bugs and reporting bugs. Now, if you report bugs within UEFN, you can actually go up to the very tippy top and select report a bug. It then creates a forum post within our EDC platform, our forum platform, and uploads it here. You can also, and I want to show this visually for everyone because I know it's a little bit confusing, things have changed, but now when you go into the forum and you go to issues and bug reporting, go over here to new topic and then check out new issue. Bug or unexpected issue, let us know. When you click on that, it's going to unlock this bug submission form. When you fill this out, it's going to go directly to us and create a post. Now, before you even create one, what I would recommend is to check out and go to the search bars, try searching, see if you can find the bug that is plaguing you at that moment, because it could already exist. And if it does, you can click on it and then upvote it. Upvoting is super important. It is also logged on the back end. So if a bug is prolific enough, if we're seeing it enough, it's going to be, higher on the list on the back end because it will say, oh, this thing's got like 10, 20, 15 likes, something like that. A lot of people are experiencing it at this time compared to, say, one that has, 0 or 1. So definitely make sure that you're going in, searching for the one that you are experiencing before you put it in, just so you could upvote and push it up higher, and or make sure to submit it if you don't see it. And that, again, is under new issue. If you submit submitted as anything else, it's not going to get logged. It's going to get missed. And if anything was submitted prior to this being out, it's most likely still logged. It's just not going to be the same process. So you're not going to see the post. You're not going to see the updates. You're not going to. So this is all integrated in to our side. So super, super cool. But make sure to do that. Now, if you aren't able to report a bug on our forums, make sure that you feel free to post it somewhere where you are part of the community where you can post about bugs. If someone is seeing it, if a lot of people are seeing it as well, they'll probably upvote it. I know this website is restricted to 18 plus at this time, so we understand that. Feel free and let us know about those bugs wherever you can. But this will be also just the most back end helpful process because we're logging information on the back end. We want to protect our younger users. So all of that said, I guess that's it for all the boring stuff outside of Epic's picks. And we're going to get into the really, really fun stuff.
Boring? Shane, are you calling marketing updates boring? How could you even say that?
No. As someone who's in community marketing, I don't think it's boring, Zoe. Gosh.
I knew that couldn't be what you were saying.
No. Oh, it's really hot in here. So we're gonna move on. I'm in trouble with Zoe. It's never thought I'd see the day. I want to check chat out too really quick to see what do we got here. I'm gonna submit a bug report after the stream. Good ducks, good, as you should. Any thoughts of blueprints and UFN? The last announce we made about that, which was not too long ago, I believe someone said no blueprints. I believe someone said, I saw it, no blueprints are currently on the horizon. But that's not to say they won't ever happen. So you never know, right? It's a world that's evolving at all times in tech.
Actually,
I wonder because
you
next
just bring up a really good point that I think is worth
Oh,
mentioning
yeah.
as well. To just say it,
The
every
roadmap?
month and week. But exactly, make sure you're checking out the roadmap. If you have questions about what's coming, we're really trying to be diligent about having the public-facing roadmap as up-to-date as possible. There are some really great conversations around that at Unreal Fest, actually, from Jeremiah Grant, who's working on that. So if you haven't seen that, just make sure you go in there and check out what's latest and greatest going on. But that's a great place to sort of see what's on the horizon if you're curious about what's coming, down the road.
Sweet. Great shout out. All right. And with that, we've held back our excited guests too long. And I also have to get my Switch going so that I can participate. Because I totally forgot since I was at the helm. But that being said, we're going to talk all about the new prop hunt template. Let's give a warm welcome to Bradley and Felix, who will be talking all about their creation and taking any questions you have. And also, if you have any experience using it, let's chat about it in chat. That's what we're here for. And we're going to jump in and do a deep dive all about prop hunt template. So with that, welcome Bradley, welcome Felix. It's great to have you.
Good to be here.
Oh my goodness.
Good to be here.
Look at your faces. You made it. We made it through the marketing updates, the wonderfully exciting marketing updates.
They were exciting.
Thank you. See, Bradley gets it.
I know.
He knows. Oh my goodness, we got a lot of love in chat. Yay! Welcome Bradley and Felix. All right, so with that, I'd love to give y'all the opportunity to just give some brief introductions about yourselves and what you've done here over at Epic, how long you've been here, just however brief you'd like to be, but we'd love to know a little bit more about you for the audience.
Felix,
I'll
why
throw it to
don't
Bradley,
you go first?
or Felix, or whoever.
Mainly I'm working on the templates, so all the templates you see in Creative and UEFN, that's the stuff I work on. Plus, I created Deserted Domination, which I think was the first sample template. And and I'm working on some other secret projects, but that's what I mainly work on.
Ooh, secrets. Say less. Bradley, tell us about you too.
So I've been at Epic for almost a year now. And the first 6 months or so while I was here, I just spent a ton of time using UEFN and building various games. And one of the games that I made was a prop hunt. And I showed it to a bunch of people and they said, hey, we should make this into a template. So I started reaching out to Felix and others, and here we are. Now I'm on a stream talking to lots of
Oh, so
folks.
cool. So what's your favorite process of building out for each of you? What is your favorite part of the process for building out these templates for the community? Is there like a part of it where you're like, oh, this is the exciting part?
For me,
the main
I'd say. Oh, go ahead, Felix.
It's the delay.
Well, for me, it's a little different because we're usually making templates on new features and devices and things. So we have to come up with ways to show off these new features and devices. So we'll start from there, looking at our schedule, what's coming up, and then we'll come up with an idea of a cool gameplay that takes those devices and makes a cool template out of it. So that's what we do on the template side.
We know the
Yeah,
community
for me-
appreciates those very much.
On my end, I think what I was excited about when we started putting together this template was that I was learning verse and UEFN, and some of the things I was learning talking to the engineers around here about concurrency and stuff was really cool. And so building a project that utilized some of those features and then getting the chance to share those to help creators figure out those features as well, I think was what I was excited about.
Oh, well, we know we've seen a lot of love on social about this template and how it's helped a lot of people who haven't been able to create prop hunts previously, or maybe were a little intimidated by it because of the mechanics that go into it and everything. So a lot of love for this and very much appreciated. So we're super excited to show it off. With that, I guess we can jump into kind of just an overview of it. If we want, we can pull up the screen and just kind of talk about prop hunt in general. So for those here who might not know what a prop hunt is, because I can say at one point in time when it was like the biggest thing in the world, I remember when like those games were just popping off, I didn't know what it was. And even when I got into the game a couple years ago, I was like, what is the premise of this? So I'd love to give kind of a brief overview of that. So if you could share with us a little bit, team, like what the premise of a prop hunt is and what you're trying to accomplish.
Yeah, so the basics of a prop hunt are you have a bunch of people in a game, and a group of them will spawn as prop on the prop team, and they have a prop-o-matic gun that they can go around in the environment and find props to turn into and disguise themselves in the environment. So the idea is that they're going out and trying to turn into something and then hide. And the other players, usually that's very few of the players, are hunters, and they have a weapon that they can run around and eliminate the props. And when all the props have been found, the hunters will win, or if the props can survive until the end of the match, they'll win.
Sweet. Felix, what kind of a prop are you? Are you the type that runs, or are you the stealthy, be very strategic type?
I like running. Like when we were testing this with Bradley, I would like turn into a chair or something and just hop around in front of him and watch him miss me. So it's definitely the most fun for me.
I'm not a great
Yeah,
shot.
what about you,
I
Bradley?
actually had to put a shotgun into the game so that I could hit him.
You know what? That's me. That's me, Bradley. I'm the shotgun user that also appreciates you. Thank you. I love that. Sweet. Well, with all that ado, I guess we were gonna show it off, right, guys? And show what kind of gameplay we've got here. So I'm in game. I made it.
You made it?
Which I know we were worried about, but but I made it on my silly internet in here. But yay!
Looks like we've got all four
Right.
of us.
Cool.
Great. Let's start.
Okay. Oh man.
I knew you were going to have
Is it
Michael
in the
Shane.
back?
I knew that you would have already gotten it. I didn't doubt it for a second.
I gotta represent. Oh, okay. Oh gosh.
Gotta hide.
I love that. I can't actually hear the game, so I won't know danger's coming. I'm loving getting to watch someone else play too. That's pretty great.
So one of the things that when I've played prop hunts in the past, one of the things that I wanted to try to address was this notion that um, as a prop, you generally just go hide in a corner somewhere. So I implemented this heartbeat mechanic. If as a prop you don't move for a long time, you'll get a warning on screen, and then this heartbeat will appear where everybody in the match can see the heartbeat. And so, as a prop, you
Oh,
want to keep moving, or you're going to get found by the hunter very easily.
I love that from an accessibility standpoint too, Bradley, because you said we can see the heartbeat, right?
Yeah.
That's great. Thank you for that. Because as a player who like could not hear the prop hunt sounds very well in the past, I always struggle with that.
Oh.
The prop sounds, would just kind of stare and look and couldn't really figure it out, and I struggled, and I would just shoot, and I would have fun, but it was really hard for me. So thank you.
It adds a lot of drama to the game too.
Yeah, yeah. I guess it would make people run a lot more. Like I of course went still because I can't hear anything. So I wasn't sure, but I'm assuming y'all could hear my heartbeat then and see it. Really cool.
I can't
This
hear
is my
anything,
favorite
but
spot.
I'm just gonna shoot everything.
Wait, Zoe, are you a prop right now?
No, I'm a hunter,
You're
so y'all are safe.
I just
See,
want to see
heartbeat
something
and-
running around that shouldn't be. That's my favorite.
That's my favorite part. Is just like I was just a pool table. What was I doing? I was obviously gonna get
Who
found.
was that? What am I seeing? I don't know if that was a person or Zoe's just running so fast. Oh, I do want to say, oh, what was it? It's funny because when you play a prop hunt a lot, because you just really love that specific prop hunt. I don't know if anyone else ever experiences it, but you'll start to find your spot where you like to go and the thing you like to turn into.
Yeah.
And there were times when I would play, and so I had this buddy who would always turn into the other thing that was on the shelf, and so we both would turn into the things on the shelf and just hang out together and like pop around and like confuse people. But I noticed I didn't even know this person, but we were just bonded, you know, like that was our thing every game.
I also love
There
this
was also.
environment 'cause-
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, go for it. Oh no, I was just gonna
No,
say I
you
love
go,
this
you go.
environment in particular because it really is like there's multiple diverse spaces, right? Like okay, on stream that's exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, I also should be looking because I'm a hunter, but on stream that was the room that I was in, and you can be a prop in rooms that are not appropriate for that, and I love the diversity that exists within that. From just like 10 feet to 10 feet, you can actually take your time. And you have to think a little bit harder about being in an appropriate place and like what's gonna actually be the interesting place to be, and it can be wrong by just moving literally one room over.
Yeah. You can be sus. Be like, wait, that's not supposed to be in this room. Is this? I don't know if it's every. Oh, I don't know if it's every prop
it's got
hunt
me.
game, but can the props in this game do the emotes too?
Yes.
Because that always kills me. Yes. It's probably just built in, but I love it.
Yeah,
I
another
did have
thing that I
one.
built into this was that if you're a prop, the stream didn't get to see it because I ended up in the last prop. But if you're a prop and you're eliminated, you respawn as a hunter, so that you don't have to sit there and wait till the round end to jump back into the game. I'll be obvious
Yeah,
this
I love
time and let them eliminate me so they can see.
Oh, there we go. Something's moving over here.
Gotta get the shot.
That was pretty entertaining.
So now
Cool.
I respawned into the elevator.
Oh, hello. Hello, everyone. Very nice. And what is the effect of this kind of, or actually it might just be my console, I'm not gonna lie. It looks like everything's kind of like airy in this map for me.
I did it. Sorry, I got a kill. That never
You
happened.
did it? Yay, Zoe!
I did
You
it.
did it.
Hi, Zoe.
Oh my gosh. Oh, very
Thanks for being
cool.
still, Felix. I think that was you.
I was just about to run.
Oh, I love it. Cool. Okay, neat. So with this, because it is a template, not only can you play it and the gameplay is fun, but you're able to go in and just pull the different tools that are built into here, right? And the devices and things that y'all have built with Inverse and with the devices that exist, and then they can easily just pull this onto an island that they're making for themselves, right?
That is right.
So
Do we want to jump over to edit?
Yeah, I feel good about it. I think seems like we're already getting questions. Let's see. And Stacy said we had a question, but I haven't been able to spot it. But we can definitely dive into what it looks like on the other end, the creation end, if that helps. And then if any questions pop up, we can answer them as we go.
Sure.
Oh my god,
Go
what do I have a
ahead
heart
and-
going? Oh, that's the heartbeat. Oh, it's so cute. I was like, why is Michael in love? And then I realized what was happening.
Oh.
Very funny. I love it. Oh,
Oh, that's cool with the
not supposed
visual.
to
I
be
love
live
that.
right now. Hey, John, what's
Alright.
up? Oh man, John's here. Oh,
I think I've got
appreciate you being here, John.
the screen set up now.
Perfect. Thank you. Oh,
Great.
and with
Okay.
that, I don't want to hold. I know Zoe has a lot she's got going on with like she was alluding to this. The rest of what's coming up at the end of the month and next month is kind of crazy. So up to you, Zoe, if you need to jump off. We've had a great time having you, but we don't want to keep you.
No, I appreciate it. I could definitely spend way longer playing that. That's so fun, you guys. I mean, you crush it with every template, but this one especially, like, this is just so fun to play, and I'm excited to see what people create with it as a base. So thanks for having me. Thanks for letting me play and, chew off your ear with all the marketing talk. But like Shane said, next month, I'm going to be back with some super, super, super exciting stuff that I've been wanting to share with you for a minute. And I'm excited to dig deeper into that next month. So as always, Shane, great hanging with you and the community as well. And Felix Bradley, thanks so much for the prop hunt, and looking forward to hearing about what you're talking about for the rest of the stream when I tune in later.
Heck yeah, thanks for coming,
Thanks,
Zoe.
Zoe.
We appreciate you. Can't wait for next month, because I know what's coming, and it's something I know you're so excited about. It's gonna be great.
Yes, for
All right.
sure. Buckle up, y'all. See you next month. Have a good one.
Buckle
Bye.
up. Bye. All right, guys. Let's see. Oh, it looks great. So we showed how it works. So yeah, give us the rundown.
Yeah, I mean, to find it, you would go to File, Open. I'm gonna say Continue. Drag this over, so you can see here in Feature Examples we have Verse Prop Hunt right there. You can say Create. I already hit that button, and it loads here. The first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to fly up and find the game area, find the elevator, and then from the elevator, the device island is just outside the window and over here. So this is where all the devices are that run the game.
You should probably end the game now.
Oh, is the game still running?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have someone in chat, JS Films, said I opened this template and closed it because it seems too complex for a newbie. But hopefully when you're watching as we walk through it, it'll make it seem a little bit easier. Because I think but the idea of the templates is to make it a lot easier for anyone, right, guys?
That is right.
Yeah.
Definitely. I would say hopefully this stream helps get you started, but also this is a slightly more technical template than others. So there are a bunch of templates that would be really great starting points if you're absolutely brand new. And then this one would make probably a lot more sense. Okay.
This one's verse heavy, right?
It's very verse heavy.
Cool.
So you can see here I've got my prop hunt device, which is associated with my prop hunt verse asset. you want me to start going through the verse now, or does the community have other questions that you want me to dive into?
Yeah, is there anything? I guess we can throw it to them, see if there's anything in particular, any basic questions you have or initial questions you have. Please let us know. No question is a bad question. We've got the team here, so we would definitely want to make sure and make it valuable for the community. So definitely let us know. I think, let's see. Yeah, we did share the documentation, so that should definitely help. So yeah, maybe we just dive into the verse step by step, and if anyone has any questions with what we're going through, just send us a line in chat and jump in. Cool. All right, we've got the blessing.
All right. I am going to flip back over to verse then, to VS Code. Okay, so the best place to start if you're wanting to modify the verse code is the prop hunt verse file. This is kind of the main gameplay controller. In my on begin, I'm going to skip over this for all of the editable fields for a moment, and we'll talk about on begin. So in on begin, there's some logic here to play the cinematic or not. And then if you play the cinematic, then we do all the, we enter cinematic mode for all, we wait for it to complete, and then we clean it up. Otherwise, we just skip the cinematic. We start the game music, we set up teams, which I'll go through in a minute. And then what's really cool, this is one of the cool things that I learned while I was building this project, was about concurrency. And there's lots of information already about concurrency. Conan Reese is brilliant, and he helped me understand this. But a race condition, it just means everything within it is going to run, and the first one to complete will end the race. Okay, so in this example, we have, is the prop team empty? Is the hunter team empty? Or does the round timer complete? So if any of those three things happen, we know that the game has ended. Prop team can be empty if the hunters eliminate all the props. The hunter team can be empty if the hunter teams leave the game. So if there's only one hunter and they leave, then it's not a very fun game experience for the props. So we end the round and we start a new one, and we get a new hunter. After the race completes, then we call the end round function. So that was I think the most basic idea of how a race function can help you. Is if you have a bunch of things that are going to happen and you want something to happen when any of them complete, you can use a race.
Cool.
Okay, so so up here I've got my prop team and my hunter team, and each of these are deriving from a prop team class and a hunter team class. In my prop team class, you'll see my prop team declaration here is a class that inherits from base team. And base team is a class that I use for both the hunter team and the prop team. So these are the common the classes. Was also something I have a very small engineering background. I mostly in my career have done mostly visual scripting, but also some traditional scripting here and there. But I don't consider myself an engineer, and classes was something that I learned building this template. And what's really cool about it is I can have this base team class used for both the prop team and the hunter team. They contain all of the common devices that both teams need. So I have a class selector, so I can change the players to the right team and class. I have a score manager, so I can manage scoring for both. I have some HUD message devices. So you might have seen when you get assigned to a team, you get that message on screen that's like, you're a prop, you're a hunter. And then I have a team settings and inventory device that I use for managing some of the team settings there. And then I keep a array of team agents. So this is all of the players in my match that are of this team. So prop team has one of these, and hunter team has one of these. Okay, so the other cool thing that you can do, this was another thing that I learned, is this event. I don't know what to call it, but these events will fire. When they fire, you can subscribe to this event, and I'll show you how I did that, and wait for it to happen. So in the case here of when when a player has been removed from the team, if the count of that team, and I have a function up here that just returns the length of the array, which is how many people are in that array. If the length of that array is less than 1, I know that it's empty, and so I signal the team empty event. And so in here, in my race, I am calling prop team dot team empty event dot await, and so it waits until that event fires, and when it fires, I know that the prop team or the hunter team is empty, and the race can complete and end the round. So that's how I kind of set up the basics, the very basics of the game loop.
Nice.
Do you want me to go over the heartbeat? Or
Yeah,
pause
I
for
think everyone's
questions?
really excited about the heartbeat. Let's see. We've got some comments in chat. So someone's saying, like, I've been using UEFN since release, but they're a newbie. But there's some really great stuff in templates with verse or without verse, which is a great call out. There's a lot out there. Definitely make sure to take a look. And then verse really cool. For example, in my map, spaceship guards, the ship as props. The ship is props, and you hunt guards together and complete who discovered and eliminated the most guards. Ooh, that's interesting and complex. I like that a lot. Oh, it looks like Nightbot's popping. Nightbot! Nightbot, you're not supposed to show that. It's not ready. Anyway, let's see. Player from console with aim assist on. I've seen some comments, but no real questions yet. Yeah, Nightbot is work. If anyone does have any questions as we're going, feel free and drop it in. No pressure, but that's what we're here for. Cool. Yeah, I think everyone's really excited for the heartbeat, guys, so we can jump into that. I know John is. John's in here hyping up heartbeat too. Heck yeah.
Okay, here's how the heartbeat works. So in my prop team, there is a run prop game loop, okay? And in prop hunt, in my setup teams, so this is called after the cinematics setup teams. And I do a whole bunch of stuff to like randomize who's a hunter and who's a prop. And then within my starting prop agents, where did I do that? Update prop team. Run prop game loop. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, so in start the hunt, I iterate through all of my props. So this is the timer that happens when the hunters have sat in the elevator waiting for the props to go hide. We give them the little head start, right? So the start the hunt happens, and then I iterate through all of my, say, prop team get agents. So you can see in base team I have get agents here, which just returns the list of players on that team. And then I iterate through them, and I spawn a run prop game loop. And spawn, it allows you to spawn functions that don't wait to get completed in that same game tick. So within prop team, I have run game loop, and it says suspends, which means don't wait for this to end. And I have another race here. And so this race says when the prop agent is no longer a prop, okay, so it means mostly that it's been eliminated or it's left the game, or I loop forever. This loop, you can see, doesn't actually ever end because I have a sleep 0 here, and so it's going to do this, and then it's going to loop, and it's going to loop, and it's going to loop. But that's okay. I don't ever want this to... I want this to go forever until the prop is no longer a prop, right? Like I said, they've been eliminated or they left. So within the loop, I wait for them to stop moving. So the loop starts, and I go, okay, did I stop moving? And this function, await stop moving, all it does is it checks the current position of the player to the previous game ticks position of the player, and if it's less than a certain distance, they have it moved. And then I do a race. So when that happens, when they stop moving, then I start a race. And in the race, I wait for them to start moving. So if they start moving, then the race completes, right? Otherwise, I play this block. And a block says that do all of these in sequential order. So first, I have a countdown timer, and that puts it waits. I think I've got it set by default, so it's 10 seconds, and then it'll start displaying the warning on screen, the text on screen. So when that completes, then I call start heartbeat. And let me go down to start heartbeat. So in start heartbeat, I check if the prop agent is on the prop team, and then I set the heartbeat VFX. So I have a pool of VFX, so one for each player in the match, and I'm grabbing the VFX of the same index, so I know I don't grab somebody else's heartbeat. And then I call this enable function, which moves the VFX to the player's position and starts the audio. Okay, now this is what is really, really cool about concurrency. This thing like blew my mind, this defer function. So defer says when this completes or stops, run what's in the defer. So this does nothing, it just queues it up to run later. Okay, and then I sleep infinitely. Sleep inf means like I'm just gonna like sit there forever. Okay, so if I go back up to my game loop, I go back into my race, I'm gonna wait to start moving, or I'm gonna run this block. It first does the countdown, then it starts the heartbeat, and it sits here infinitely. Okay, so again, in this race, the only thing that can complete is you started moving. And when you start moving, the race completes, which says, okay, stop doing these things. The defer happens, and it turns off the heartbeat. Does that make sense?
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yes. So the defer is the one that had the infinitely, right?
So it queues up the defer, yeah, and then it sleeps forever after the defer has been queued.
Wow.
And so
random
then
question
after
for this.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Brad. I was just gonna ask if you can you utilize? I'm assuming yes, but utilize this heartbeat in any game where you want to encourage people to move more.
Yeah, you'd have to pull out some of these functions and set some things up, but you could totally remix the script to use it however you'd like.
That could be super fun. Like, I mean, it's awesome in Prop Hunt, but I could see people utilizing it in other creative ways and with other creative VFX to like keep people moving. I know it's not always a problem with a lot of the games that are in Fortnite, but if there was some sort of like hunting sort of, game, or if it was a murder mystery of some sorts, I could definitely see this being super, super cool and adding a different element that we haven't seen before. So this is really awesome work, Bradley. Thanks for walking us through this. And yeah, I'm really excited now. I'm going to have to dive into a live game later too, to check out how that feels, because I wasn't able to hear it, but I was able to see it, and it looked so cool. And looks like we have a couple questions while you were walking through that, by the way. Let me see. Where did you go? A couple. Here we go. So, could you talk about what went into the design decision to have individual player scores versus props win or hunters win? Or was that we just made that choice because it would be another element to have in there?
The reason why I made that choice is mostly because in this game I didn't want the props to not have something to do after they had gotten eliminated, so I turned them into hunters. So if I made it so that the props it was like a by team score, um, then like once you cared about becoming a prop and then scoring points for the prop team, but then you got eliminated, and now all those points you contributed to the prop team, you were actually bad for you because now you're a hunter. So because I made that choice, I felt like individual scores was more appropriate. But if you've got an idea for setting up the scoring to be by team, you should like I'm really hoping you all take this and like do drastically different things, tear the whole thing apart. If you have a vision for how you think scoring should be, build it, release it. I can't wait to see it.
Now that's a great call out actually, because when I play prop hunts, it is a pain when you die and then you just have to basically stare at other props. Sometimes it's cute, but then sometimes it's like, man, I wish I could actively be doing something and not have to wait out the clock. So I definitely understand that and definitely appreciate that. But that's a great question because just like Bradley's saying, definitely, yeah, change things up. Show us what you got. And I'm curious for you guys, what is the best way if someone does create something really cool with your templates? What's the best way for you to see that? Is there a place that they should share it that you keep eyes on, or anything in particular they should call out? Because I would love to make sure and get those to you if they start popping up more.
Felix, can you take this one?
I guess, but I don't know the correct answer to it though.
Yeah, I mean, we can do it. We could direct to the forums, or if there's anything in particular to. I know Robert's on Twitter a lot, so I don't know if Robert's a good person to tag, but if something like that pops up, but definitely want to make sure you can see them because they're super cool.
Yeah.
We could do
Like,
what
I'll
we could do
check,
is create a
like,
thread on the forum.
Yeah, I usually watch YouTube videos and look at X and stuff,
Oh yeah.
to see what other people are doing. So it's very interesting
Oh
to me
cool.
what everybody does with templates or their own stuff, which is great.
Great. Well, yeah, if you do create anything with this template, definitely, you can tag me in it and I'll make sure that Felix and Bradley can see. But it's I've definitely seen a couple so far and curious to see what everyone makes with what they've got here. Let's see, what else do we have here? Someone did point out, and I don't know how, I'm sure it's possible. It would be cool if when the hunter leaves, it automatically assigns a new hunter rather than ending the round. Oh, I don't know if
That's
is
a good
that
idea.
possible, Bradley?
Yeah, definitely. So I can show you where to do that so that you can go remix that. Okay, so here, let me open up Hunter Team. All right, in Hunter Team, we have an eliminate agent, and this will get called when the hunter is either eliminated from, like, I don't know, I don't think I have fall damage, but if you enable fall damage and a hunter is eliminated in a traditional way, or if they leave the match. And so here we run eliminate agent, and so right after here, you could create an event or something that the prop team listens for, and then in the prop team randomly grab a player and call the initialize agent for the hunter team. So you do hunter team initialize agent and send the prop player you want to send, and it'll turn them into a hunter. So not too hard with this template.
Very cool. Awesome. Thank you. I know we're seeing a few people make comments about just in general learning verse and being a little intimidated by verse. Is there any advice you all have as individuals who work closely with templates and with creating educational templates for the community? Any advice you have on learning verse or on where to start, or any of the above? Any thoughts you have on what you would recommend? Because I'm sure they would appreciate it.
Yeah. I don't know how Bradley learning, but we have like a lot of tutorials on our web pages. Plus, there's always good videos on YouTube where people go over verse, which is a great way to learn. That doesn't come from us, but other people have really good ways of learning it as well. But we do have web pages and sample projects that's easy to follow along to learn verse. I'm not sure how you learned, Bradley. Maybe you could go through your experience.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think like I learn really well from examples and from the reference pages. So all of the verse digests were really helpful for me. So if I had like, I don't know, let's find the Switch device. Um, the Switch device, like I can just like drop a Switch device in and then search for Switch device in the Fortnite digest and find out like what events and what functions like enable and disable. So the Switch doesn't have a whole lot of in the way of functions go in as functions, but they have a lot of events. So I kind of use a combination of that of those two things. Like I think really it's just writing. What's one of the coolest things about verse is that as you're writing script here, it'll tell you if you're doing something wrong. So if I do like spawn delay equals 3, like I get this little squiggly that gives me a hint. Sometimes these are written very technically, and that's something I know folks are working on. But as you learn, like, oh, okay, well, spawn delay 1 isn't a variable. So if I want to be able to change it, I would need to make it a variable. And then if it's something a variable I need to change, I need to do set. Or maybe it's something that I'm just initializing for the first time, in which case you need to use a colon to initialize it. So in this case, I would do colon, and I think it probably needs a specific type. So, because spawn delay already exists, you can see here it already exists, so I have to call it something else. So for me, learning is all about like finding examples. I don't do very well watching videos. I need to have somebody script and read it and tear it apart and remix it. And that's why templates are effective for me. I know some folks want a video. Like everybody learns differently, right?
Yep, absolutely. When I've been asking people how they learn best, it feels like it's absolutely 50-50. Especially when it comes to creators within Fortnite. So it's but there's a lot of stuff out there. Like you said, Felix, YouTube stuff is really great. Our documentation site is really robust. One day I hope to have more basics when it comes to like verse education, maybe even on streams and stuff. But I know there's a lot of interest out there. But we also get a lot of requests for super deep dive, so this has been really helpful, and we really appreciate it. Is there any other part of the verse that we want to go over that we feel would be super helpful for those diving in here, or did we covered pretty much the major unique parts of this one?
That was the meat of it. I mean, you can see that there's lots of comments. So if I don't know, do we have like a forum area dedicated to templates that if folks have questions, I can be checking that out and seeing?
We can definitely create one for this stream, which we've done before, which I think would be helpful and also drive people there. So I would love to do that. When we're done with this stream, I will whip up a thread and then make sure y'all are tagged in it. And yeah, we can share it out. I'll have them link it when we tweet out about the content that we had. So then we can drive more people there with the VOD as well. So that'll work perfect.
Great.
I know on our first tutorial webpage, they teach you the basics of how like programmers think and stuff. So a lot of people don't come from, an engineering background or don't think like a programmer, never really coded anything. So the basic steps there are really good because it teaches you, okay, how you're going to think differently than you would in creative. So it's a nice thing to go over our verse tutorials. They're really helpful.
Yeah, absolutely.
When I was at Unreal Fest, I was actually really, really impressed by the folks I talked to who told me they weren't engineers and that, but verse has been a language that they've been able to learn. So I think if you're at all intimidated, you just jump in and give it a go. Give it a try. Look at the documentation, write some simple scripts, and build on that. That's really all I did too.
Nice. Yep. No, and that's what I've noticed too. And being at Unreal Fest, a lot of people, yeah, this is like their first time, diving into programming, which is super cool. And so we're all going to be learning and adjusting over time, especially with the documentation and the educational resources we have. But this has been awesome, gentlemen. Thank you so much for coming on and showing off your awesome template. It's already helped a lot of people. We're excited to have a little more robust prop hunt resource out there, I'm sure, because from talking to prop hunt creators, people who really focus on prop hunts, I know that they've always been looking for a little bit more of some kind of aspect to add to it and make it a little more exciting. So really appreciate all the work you put into this, and it looks great too. And thanks for playing with us. It was super fun. I can't wait to share with my friends this and the heartbeat and everything. I think it's going to lead to a lot of really exciting games with friends. So appreciate you. I guess that's it. If anyone has any other questions, we're going to create a forum post for the team and make sure that everyone's tagged in there who can help answer them. And yeah, we'll make sure to keep an eye out on that. And we really appreciate y'all showing up, and we really appreciate having Bradley and Felix here. Thank you so much for your time. I know this VOD is going to live on and help a lot of people. And hopefully we'll see more of your team and you guys back in the future. I know you're working on some really exciting stuff, so best of luck to all that, and we can't wait to hear more about it.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, definitely.
You're so welcome. Thank you. It's great to have you. Well, thanks everyone in the community too. Thanks for joining in. If you have any questions, we will tweet out, X out, I guess. Was it XEET? I don't even know how you pronounce that, so I'm not going to say it for fear of saying something bad. We will post out the link to the forum, and feel free and drop any questions in there. Thank you, everybody. If you have any ideas or requests for the team, for templates, for anybody on the dev team who you'd like to see come on and talk more about the cool stuff that we're putting out, definitely let us know, because we love jumping on these things, and we're really excited to have the team ready with the launch of this template to be able to talk all about it with the hype. So definitely let us know. We appreciate it. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Thank you, gentlemen, for coming, and we will talk to you all soon in the next Creating in Fortnite live stream. Bye, everybody. See you later.